Hello, this is the Wise Owl 2 coming at you from the city where I live. I'm sure we all seen a bag of Funyuns, and believe me, I love the taste of Funyuns. My grandnephew and nieces love Funyuns. In fact, I have let me see. I just grabbed this for demonstrations on how to read chemical symbols for beginners. If you go here, you see another Funyun here. It was all of this roll right here. We had about 2 or 3, maybe 4 more bags of Funyuns. As soon as I put them on the shelf right here, everyone started eating them. You only have 1 bag left. Well, 2. The one on the table and the one there. But it was full. I had a whole lot of Funyuns. I once bought a big box of Funyuns, or bags of Funyuns. They sell them in the store, bags of Funyuns. And as soon as I put them on the storage room shelf, it was gone. Everybody ate it. They love it. You see, I love it too. It's Funyuns, very good. Believe me, and it's onion flavored rings. But this subject is not about Funyuns. This is about the word Funyun. This is chemistry for beginners, and I'm teaching you how to read chemical symbols in case you want to learn about the periodic table of elements, or you want to learn about chemical symbols or chemistry. You can learn it. You don't have to go to school yet, but I advise you do go to school for it. Take a class in chemistry. But this is how to get started and how to remember it. You don't have to be a chemist or be a student in any class or school, but you can still learn. This video is to teach anybody, any age, how to read chemical symbols. All right? Okay, let's get started. Funyuns, capital F-U-N-Y-U-N-S. Before we get started for Funyun, let me say that all around us, all around you, and labels, brand names, signs, whenever you see words or anything, you will see chemical symbols all around you. And Funyun is one of them. Once you can read Funyun, then you know what all the letters mean, and you can. And I go to. This is what you do. I teach you this method in this video. Go to a store and look at a bag of Funyuns and point to every letter. Say Funyuns, and then you say F, capital U, capital N, capital Y, capital U, capital N, capital S. All capitals. That's how it's done in chemistry. The periodic table of elements, if it's a single letter, it's all in capitalization. Okay? So you go there. Now, once you know how to spell Funyun, here it is right in front of you. Here's what it means. Capital F. Capital F is the chemical symbol, and it's for the element name of fluorine. Capital F, L-U-O-R-I-N-E. Fluorine. Then you got the U, capital U, which is for it's the chemical symbol. U is a chemical symbol for the element's name of uranium. Capital U-R-A-N-I-U-M. Then you got the N, the capital N. That is the chemical symbol for the element's name of nitrogen. Capital N-I-T-R-O-G-E-N. Then you got the capital Y is for is a chemical symbol for the element's name of yttrium. Okay, capital Y T T R I U M. Capital Y T T R I U M. You got the capital. Then we have a U and the N again. See here, Funyuns, yuns. UN over here again. So we got capital U. Of course, it's the chemical symbol for uranium. Capital U-R-A-N-I-U-M. And capital N is the chemical symbol for the element's name of nitrogen. Capital N-I-T-R-O-G-E-N. Then we got capital S. It's the chemical symbol for the element's name of sulfur. Capital S-U-L-F-U-R. Now, sometimes you see sulfur written as capital S-U-L-P-H-U-R. That's European. You see that in the English from England. People write it that way. Some Europeans write it that way. And some people write it that way. Both ways are correct, but the more American way, or North American way, is capital SULFUR. All right, that's the way it's written in the periodic table of elements. I just let you know, okay? That's how it really is written. So, next time you go to a store, you go to say, oh, Funyun, capital F, fluorine, capital U, uranium, capital N, nitrogen, capital Y, yttrium, capital U, uranium, capital N, nitrogen, capital S, sulfur, and that's how you do it. Okay? Okay? And before you know it, you'll be able to read the elements and the chemical symbol. And you have to know all that, especially if you're going to study a chemistry textbook. You're going to have nothing but formulas and equations dealing with chemical symbols and numbers and everything. So it's good to know these things. So all you can be seeing in chemistry is atoms and molecules and chemical symbols, atomic mass units and stuff like that. But this is a good beginning, okay, for anybody, for a child or for an adult or anybody who's learning or interested in learning chemistry, learn the chemical symbols. So, if somebody in your family is eating a bag of Funyuns, hey, capital F for fluorine, capital U for uranium, capital N for nitrogen, capital Y for yttrium, capital U for uranium, capital N for nitrogen, capital S for sulfur, and there you go. Every time you see one, say to yourself, or say for low voice, point to each letter and keep saying it. So every time you see a U in any words, like the word nut, NUTS. You got the U, capital U, for uranium and capital N for nitrogen. Okay? You got the capital S for sulfur. But usually in the word nuts, there's a chemical symbol for that. It's a capital T and the S. Okay, and I'll show you that in the future. That's one of the newer elements that have been added recently to the periodic table of elements. So right now, let's just stick to the so anything to do with U and N. Okay, so once you know how to do this word here, Funyuns, you can do any other elements, chemical symbols that has similar chemical symbols, letters. Okay, so now you know Funyuns. All right. So now you know F is for fluorine, capital U is for uranium, capital N is for nitrogen, capital Y is for yttrium, which is capital Y, TTRIUM. Capital U is for uranium, capital N is for nitrogen, S is for sulfur. Okay, now believe me, if you do this, if you look at all my videos and chemical symbols for beginners, you'll see that if you do things the way I instructed you to do it in the video, pointing to a word or a product of a word, you can get it. See right here you have the N, an onion. You know the N is for nitrogen, right? O is for oxygen. You know that, right? N, you have two N's. You have the N here and the N here. That's nitrogen. So wherever you see the letter N, you know it's nitrogen. The N over here, nitrogen. Oh, we got an S. That's for sulfur. You see? You understand what I'm saying to you? Once you understand how to read the chemical symbol of a product or the chemical symbol of any element, you'll be able to look at any letter and know what it is. However, these words here are not perfectly. It doesn't contain chemical symbols like Funyuns does. The whole word of Funyun is contained of all chemical symbols, while here, an onion also is contained for chemical symbols. Okay, you got the O for oxygen, N for nitrogen, I for iodine, O for oxygen, N for nitrogen, because we have nitrogen up here. Okay, but these words here, you don't have letters, some letters in them like the S for sulfur, the N in ring for nitrogen. It's not completely all chemical symbols. So I'm just telling you, once you know how to read this very well, you can pick any word that have any letters and know what it is. Okay, but I usually go for words that have chemical symbols completely made of the word. All right. Okay, this is the Wise Owl 2 coming at you from the sea where I live. Over and out, and welcome to the world of chemical symbols. Bye-bye.